And today we're going to talk about chapters 13 to 14 in The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, a Newbery medal winning book, so I hope that you enjoy. So we're going to start with chapter 13, which is In Which Antain Pays a Visit. So there were these people called the Sisters of the Star. Of course, you know them from the start, when the Sisters of the Star took the mad woman into the tower. Well, so what do you think about the Sisters of the Star and their apprentice? So what I mean is, do you think that this is the right thing to do or not? Well, I think that this is not the right thing to do, because if he's a serving boy, what's he gonna even do? And besides, everybody leaves, so it's I just don't think that's the right way to do things. It's just wrong. And I have a question. Do you think how long do you think that you would have been served? You would have served under the Sisters of the Star, and even if you weren't let's just think about the standards. And now this is just estimation. We actually do not know what they're thinking, but we can still guess at what they're thinking. So if so, what would be their standard? Their maybe standard? What do you think that would be? I think that their standard will probably be something like, I don't know what their standard really is, because I don't know, but maybe it's good manners, maybe the smiling face, good serving skills, stuff like that. If so, I would have probably been dismissed in a month, because I'll be polite and I would have served well, but seriously, I wouldn't have been happy. I would probably not have smiled, and if I had smiled, it would have been rare. And I don't think I would have liked to stay there, so I would probably have been kicked out soon enough. Do you think that Antain deserved this? Because he finally went to the library and then he was like, nah, you can't. Why? Maybe because the Sisters of the Star. Oh, it's so hard to say Sisters of the Star, so I'm just gonna say the SS. Maybe the SS were like, this kid's so annoying. What about this then? He can go to the library for one day. At least we can do that. And then that was also a crushing blow. Why make such a crushing blow? It's like they were mean. So we're gonna have to think about that. Think about that. Okay? Why did they do that? Okay, now, the Sisters of the Star, the SS, and this only reminds me of the USSR, the Soviet Union, even though they're not like that. They live in a tower, big structure, and it sort of unsettled people, and it's sort of it casts its shadows everywhere. What do you think? What do you think that means? In a good way or in a bad way? I don't think that it's in a yay, it casts its shadow everywhere, so we can be safe, that kind of way. I think it means sort of a bad sort of way, so everybody will be intimidated and probably they would think, I'm not gonna mess with those people. Like a sort of unsettled feeling, and it sort of casts a shadow everywhere. Like Sisters of the Star, they have an apprentice, basically a servant, and then yeah, I really think that they're not the best people in the world. First of all, they have swords, knives, and stuff that just make you feel unsettled. The tower itself is drab, and it casts a shadow everywhere. It was, and then they sort of like tortured Antane in a way for like letting him go to the library for one day before he was dismissed, which is terrible. And I really think that they're not good people. And also, the sisters have a better life than most people, which, makes you think maybe they're not the best people in the world. See, they had like libraries and pantries and armories. I'm gonna actually read this. It says, read this paragraph. The sisters kept their pantries and auxiliary libraries and armories in the seemingly endless floors below ground. Rooms were set outside for bookbinding and herb mixing and broadsword trading and hand-to-hand combat practice. The sisters were skilled in all known languages: astronomy, the art of poisons, dance, metallurgy, martial arts, decoupage, and the finer points of assassinry. That doesn't sound settling. Like hand-to-hand combat practice, sword trading, an armory, poison, martial arts, assassinary. Okay, so I really think that these people are not like good people. They're really unsettling. Like the elder stormtroopers. Let's see. The Grand Elder could be like, I don't know, Darth Vader or Darth Sidious. And then the rest of them would be like, the rest of the elders would be Siths. The village people would just be poor village people. And then Antane will probably be, I don't know, he's not a bad person, but he isn't a good person either. So he isn't exactly a Luke Skywalker, maybe a Han Solo, He's a thief, a burglar, a killer, he killed that monster, that green bug-eyed one. Okay, never mind. You're never gonna know because I'm a big Star Wars fan and most people aren't. For some reason, they just love Marvel. That's so unfair. They say that the second Star Wars trilogy sucked, and I love that one. That was my favorite one. Okay, let's keep on going, and let's see and we can point out some things wrong. Oh yeah, and also, there's like libraries and armories and pantries. Why don't they share it with, the good people? Well, the poor people. But if you think about it, the sisters were they were merciless. They took that woman, so they shouldn't be that nice. But still, they could at least teach people useful stuff. Maybe not try to, get better at poison. And they could share some stuff. Let's keep on going. Above ground were the sisters' simple quarters, 3 to a room. Spaces for meeting and reflection. Impenetrable prison cells. A torture chamber in a celestial observatory. Okay, a torture chamber. Yay. Cells. Yay. Okay, so that's bad. Each were connected with an intricate framework of oddly angled corridors and intersecting staircases that wound from the belly of the building to its deepest depths to the crown of a sky viewer and back again. If anyone was foolish enough to enter without permission, he might wander for days without finding an exit. So it must have been huge. Why was it so huge? Why does it have to be whoa, all the angled corridors? Why not make a building that actually has straight corridors? And it doesn't have to be that big. First of all, every corridor can be straight. There can be maps posting everything around. There can be some signs. Why can't that happen? But instead, they need to make it real complicated. They could just transform the Sisters of the Star into something I don't know, the Protectorate Community Center, the recreation center. There'll be astronomy programs. People could teach, the Sisters of the Star could teach people about different stuff And then those people who learn could become teachers, and it could be sort of like a better school. People could go to the libraries, they could learn, they could get food. It would be just perfect, right? And everybody would be happy, the community would be thriving, they could even have a garden, and people would be like, yay! And then probably then the houses would improve, and then the protectorate would be amazing. But that didn't happen. You must remember that. But we can wish. Now, if you had to build a community, then how would you make that community? That's going to be our main question for today. One is the size. Now, I know you might be like, how big is going to be the size, dude? That's because the protectorate, but we don't actually know how big the protectorate is. So I'll just say, we actually don't know if we look at it. So I'm just gonna say about as big as your neighborhood. So what I mean is like your street, okay? Now this might be hard, but your street and the nearest, okay? Your street and the nearest 3 streets. The nearest 3 streets, which means 4 streets, okay? So the nearest 4 streets. And you have to include the one that you're living on, or else, you know. And if you're like, dude, the only reason I watch your videos is because like I'm in an internet area, but like I live in the wild. Then you can imagine one. And now I'm saying you can design how it looks like. You can do anything you want. How would you do it? First of all, if it was that big, it would be well, also you can choose where to build it, but like don't do it so cool so it's like on the top of a volcano, because then everybody's gonna die unless it's a dormant one. But still, like do something that people would make a community where people would actually go to, and it can't be that crazy, okay? It can't be like Chocolate Land, and also it can't be like a mixture. It can't be magical. Yes, there is magic here, but we're just gonna think about like a real world one, okay? And if you don't, well, I can't stop you, but really, try to do that. Well, I would like to build it in a forest next to a lake. I will call it the Lakeside Community. So, yeah, and then there'll be a big sign saying, welcome to Lakeside Community. And then population, I could just do, every year there could be an annual count because there wouldn't be a lot of people. Now, when you go in, there's going to be first, around this, there's going to be like gardens, sort of like gardens, not botanical gardens, but just gardens where you can, like rose gardens, tulip gardens, where people can walk through. This will be right beside the welcome to Lakeside Community sign, so people can, pull out, and there will be a small parking space, pull out and enjoy the flowers and even the lake. There will be like hiking trails, biking trails, piers for boating and fishing, everything like that. And then there is also beach. Everything you have to access from that place. So Lakeside Community would also be a tourist attraction. Now inside, you must think about what? Money. Now you might be like, Jaden, you're just being such a Scrooge. But if you think about it, a community needs their source of money, and that could be tourism. So the main road, okay, so think about it like this, okay. So it has to be big as your 4 streets, but you can do anything that you want with those 4 streets. But I'm saying it has to be a community where somebody lives in, so at least 30 people need to live in it, okay? Approximately 30 people, okay? Well, then the first street would be a wide place and big sidewalks, and there will be stuff, and this would be like sort of the mall with many stores and tourist places, like tour guide stations would be over here. There would be a shuttle system to make everything easier. Maps and brochures would be in big boxes where people could take them out. That would be the main street, and that's where most of all the residents would get everything. and it has to be clean. And yeah, that will be the first street. The second street will be the hotels. The hotels. There's gonna be a hotel there. There's just gonna be a big resort. And also from there, a big resort, a water park, and a giant library. Okay, actually no. There's gonna be a small hotel there for people who want to stay. The main street will also have lots of hotels. There's gonna be a hotel. Well, actually no, get that hotel out of there. There's gonna be a big community center. That's just gonna take up one whole street. And it's gonna be huge. This is also gonna be the school, elementary, middle school, and high school. So basically there, it's gonna be an enormous building with planes for, like, you know, there's gonna be wings for the schools, the 3 schools. There's even going to be and then after that, there's going to be a big gym, soccer fields, all that. There's gonna be a community garden, and then there's also gonna be like extra programs, just everything that a recreation center would have, plus playgrounds, a whole school for every grade, and many other things like contests. There will be just classes, programs, and just for fun, like community stuff, clubs, everything that you can imagine that's gonna be good and to benefit people. There'll even be like a tourist place and a visitor center, and yeah, everything. And also, there's gonna be a library included in this. And then along with that library, yeah, there's gonna be a library and a very peaceful place where you can read. So it's just gonna be heaven. That's gonna be that spot. It's gonna be huge. You can imagine how huge it is going to be. And all around it, there's going to be forests where nobody can go in because, you know, well, you can go in, but you can get lost. There's gonna be giant fields, yeah, gardens everywhere. And then also, there's also gonna be a botanic garden. So pretty cool, right? Okay, and then the next 2 rows will be residential, 100% residential. I would like to add a 5th row. So, okay, fine, you can add a 5th road. That's my rule, but it's optional. You don't need to add it, but if you want to. And my 5th road is going to be a road, Lakeshore Drive, and it's gonna go all around the lake because that's gonna help tourism, and yeah, that's gonna be really helpful. So actually, yeah, I changed my mind. The entrance won't be the only place, but there will be a lot of hiking trails everywhere. It's gonna be a huge tourist attraction. And I hope the Lakeshore community is booming because, yeah, it seems pretty good, right? It seems like everything is gonna go good, and yeah, people might come, right? And okay, so the lake has to be really amazing for people to come, but still, it's gonna be fun. And now, do you think that the sisters are really, really, really bad? Because, like, yeah, like Anting could look during his years in the tower. Anting could hear the sisters grunts in the practice rooms, and he could hear the occasional weeping from the prison rooms and the torture chamber. Like, what do you think that is? Oh, see, the sisters are not good. Let's just say role models. And why do you think that the sisters are always like, we had high hopes, but this one has disappointed us? What do you think? I mean, like, Anthony, he worked hard, he did his best, but why? And Anthony is a good learner too. I think that's just because they're mean, or they want like young people to torture and terrorize, or maybe they just got sick of Anthony, or maybe they were like, maybe they were mean, or maybe they wanted to prank Anthony. Whatever the case, yeah, I don't know. But still, I think that, yeah, the sisters we shouldn't be so disappointed if they're like, this one's disappointed us, because really, I'm sort of disappointed in them. Though, I guess that if the Sisters of the Star, the SS call you, you can probably do nothing about it. Now, I have a question. Do you think that Rook is also how long do you think that Rook is going to be an apprentice? Well, now I think that he's sort of, I'll just say he's nice. He's pretty nice, but I'll just say that he isn't like I'm pretty sure Anakin was better than him. So, do you think that Sister Nadia, what does she remind you of? I have to think about that. Sort of like a tiger. If you don't disturb her, no, you're fine. The tiger won't let you go. Like many wildlife people might be like, hey, if you don't disturb her, nothing's gonna happen. Jaden, like sharks don't attack a lot of people, but like tigers, when they're hungry, they can eat anything. I know because I watch documentaries. Documentaries say real stuff. And for example, like in a desolate land, like any prey is good because there wouldn't be a lot of prey. And a tiger wouldn't really stop to think until they just, grab that prey up. So really, if you were like walking through the woods and a tiger was chasing you, probably a tiger would try to eat you only because it was hungry. Like if it wasn't, like it probably wouldn't. Like you've seen zookeepers handle tigers, and tigers aren't that mean. Well, I've never actually seen a zookeeper handle a tiger. Oh yeah, mentioning about zoos, what's your favorite zoo in the world? And did you know that the San Diego Zoo is one of the most famous and biggest zoos in the world? And here's the thing, but I like that zoo in Brookfield. Even though that just might be because I was a little kid, but still, it was great.